have with me Mr. Ravi Krishnan, who is head of Flipkart Labs. Welcome.
Hi Resham, pleasure to
Hi
meet
Ravi.
you.
Let's start with what were some of the key takeaways from the panel discussion you just had.
Yeah, so I think it's a very interesting panel. When I thought it's a Web 3.0 summit, I expected it to be a very domain-specific kind of a summit, but it was very refreshing to see people from very diverse industries who are actually in core businesses, right, and how they are thinking about these technologies going forward. So I thought it was a very interesting composition of the panel and good session.
Having said that, Web 3.0 is still very, very nascent, incoming with the AI or let's say immersive technologies. But you mentioned about different sectors. Along with different sectors, how are you using Web 3.0 and how this technology actually helping other segments to develop and go beyond?
Sure. Yeah, so at Flipkart, we want to be pioneering this movement of customers. So Web 3.0 is a very generic term, right? It's AI is a very generic term. IoT is a very generic term, right? So all of these terms have been in existence for a long time. I think it's very important to contextually figure out what is important for you and how do you interpret that term. It's very important for any organization to do that and not just go behind the term in itself, right? So the way we look at Web 3.0 at a very fundamental level is a new way of shopping and a new way of interacting online.
Yeah, so redefining customer experience.
Redefining customer experience, right? And the reason it's going to become more important is Gen Z, people who are born 94 and below, right? And later rather, right? And Gen Alpha, which is 2010 and later. These guys are digital natives, right? They've grown with a independent digital life as compared to their physical life. So for most of us who are maybe millennial or older, right? And I definitely fall into that bucket. For us, the digital world is a link to our physical world. So it's a way for us to kind of portray our physical world in the digital space, right? That's how we look at it. So in a way, it's like a derivative of the physical world. But for these guys, the Gen Z and the Gen Alphas, digital is going to be an independent existence. So they would want to have a independent digital entity. They would want to have their own identity, their own creativity, a very personalized space where they can feel safe and interact and do all of their transactions there, right? That's the way this generation is growing up. So if you look at your metaverse platforms like Roblox, Decentraland, all of them are very Gen Z forward, right? Most of the audience are either late millennials or Gen Zs, right? And these guys have a very independent digital life.
That's right.
So from an e-commerce standpoint and for Flipkart, if we have to be at the forefront of defining customer experience for online shopping, online interaction, it is very important for us to understand this customer base and what they need. So our thesis around Web3 is actually based on just understanding what is the customer base, what does it mean for them to have an immersive and an independent online journey. And that's how we are looking at the problem.
Very, very initially, there has been a very big challenge of data security, let's say. Do you somehow think customers are expecting some basic level of scrutiny or regulations and compliance in this segment?
So again, it depends on what you're talking about, right? So if you think about immersive product personalization, where you're uploading your avatar and you're trying to get data. So we have very stringent guardrails to ensure that we are ensuring data privacy is sacrosanct. So for example, we have a product called a skin analyzer. So what it does is you take a selfie with your phone and it does an analysis of your skin and it asks you, it gives you a score of your skin on different parameters, right? Firmness, brightness, dark circles, sagging, wrinkles, all of those kind of things. And then depending on what is it that you want to solve, the customer chooses what they want to solve. We recommend products which are suited for their age, for their skin type, and for that particular problem. So for this product, what we do is the moment the session is over, we delete all user-specific information. And that is something that we say upfront to the customers when they're starting the experience that we are not going to be storing any of your data. Anything that you use will be used in this session and deleted as soon as you get out of the session. So there is no context that ideally the great customer experience would be if the user can come back next time and say that, okay, last time you had recommended this and can I move it forward? We don't have that experience because we want to put user privacy at the center of it. So we ensure that we put those guardrails for every single product that we launch, that we are putting data privacy and PII, personal information is very important for Flipkart as a group and we put that as the center of every product we design.
Absolutely, good to know about it. Having said that, do you think at a mass level, if we talk about tier 3 cities, tier 2 cities, is India really ready for this technology? We are still at the very nascent stage, you would also agree. But is India as a market ready for this?
Absolutely, yes. I think, and I spoke briefly about it inside as well, right? These technologies are becoming mainstream quicker than we can imagine. They're no longer innovation or niche or cute, they're actually hygiene. That's the way we look at it. So beauty, I'll just take an example of that, right? 45% of online shoppers, and this is across all tiers. This is a survey done by McKinsey recently. 45% of all online shoppers expect to have a AR or an AI generated product in their beauty buying journey online. They don't want to just come and buy. They want to get like personalized recommendations, and beauty is a very category which is very personalized in nature as well, right? You depend a lot on recommendations from someone or an expert before you buy a product. So it's becoming a hygiene expectation, right? Similarly, I take the same data point to Gen Zs. The survey done by Snap recently. So Snap, you're aware, right? They do a lot of these AR experiences, social platform based on AR. When they ran a survey specifically on Gen Zs on a similar kind of question, how many of you would want to have an immersive product experience in your buying journey in the future? 94% of them said yes, for Gen Z. So, and these are again multi-tier, right? It's not related to one tier. So yes, I think the understanding of the technology and the ease of adoption may be a little easier for a metro tier 1 customer, but these technologies are becoming prevalent much faster than we can imagine.
As of now, there is some issues going on with the cost, let's say. I mean, it is still away from becoming very, very democratized in the sense, but it will somehow. Everybody seems so bullish and optimistic. I also hope so. Thank you so much for joining
Thank you.
in. Thank you.
Pleasure, Resham.